Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike, the intern Ned Reynolds, back in the studio on a Wednesday morning. It looks like both teams in Missouri got some dubs last night.
Well, the one that we're taking a look at is, to start with, is the college game up in Columbia at Taylor Field, where Missouri and Missouri State played. That's the first of two games. And this was a tough one for the Bears because they had several chances in the game, but still have put on a considerable rally to stay close. Missouri scored 7 runs in the third inning, and that's the largest deficit that the Bears have faced this year. Came back from it and managed a 7-7 tie. That's how good the Bears' offense is. They can play, gang, and they can hit the ball. Well, Missouri came back, broke the tie in the last of the 7th inning, but in the 9th, Caden Bodenpole, who is one of the Bears' big sluggers, home run king, big literally 6'6", crashed a 2-run homer, 10-9, and then the Bears got the tying run on third base and could not get it home, and that is very frustrating. Final is Missouri 10, Missouri State 9, and the two will play again at Hammons Field, and that'll be next Tuesday that they play here in town. So it'll be a good one to see. As a matter of fact, Mizzou and Arkansas both coming in at the same time, not literally in the same day, but within the same time period.
So one of the most sought-after athletes in the area's history has narrowed his choice for his future down to 4 schools. Who is he and where is he wanting to go?
This is Jackson Cantwell, and he is a big kid from Nixon, big literally. He's 6'8", probably about 300, 310, 315 pounds, and he is Missouri's college or high school football player of the year. Tremendous athlete, not only in football, but in shot put, in discus. He can play basketball. He doesn't prefer to do that. Football is his big deal. And Jackson, who has a very high ACT, can really go anywhere, but he has narrowed his choices down to 4, and he announced them the other day: Ohio State, Oregon, Georgia, and Miami. They are his 4 choices. And I asked him yesterday when he's going to do that, and be sometime early next week. He'll make the announcement down in Nixa as to which of those 4 very fortunate schools will get his services, because this is a dominant football player and a kid who can do a lot and does have that sport primary in his goals. And more power to him. He's a good kid.
Kid is a very intelligent kid, too, and as we all know, that's part of the battle getting into the NFL. So all the best to him and his career going forward and wherever he makes his choice. What happened in the first round of the NBA playoffs in that playoff round last night?
This is called the play-in round, and the teams are seeded, folks. All the teams that make the NBA playoffs are seeded 1 through 10. 1 through 6 are automatically in. They start this weekend. That's when the playoffs begin. That's the main draw of the playoffs. 7 through 10 are in the play-in round. 7, 8, 9, and 10. 7 played 8, and 9 plays 10 tonight. All right, 7 playing 8. The Orlando Magic and the Golden State Warriors won last night. They are into the playoffs. They don't have to play again until this weekend. Now, the way it works is that the losers last night, Atlanta and Memphis, still have a chance because they will play the winner of 9 versus 10, and those games are tonight. 10, whichever team loses tonight in the games is out of it. Then the winners get to play the survivors from the other one. So it's really kind of a convoluted series, but it all sets up for the NBA playoffs, which do begin this weekend.
St. Louis Cardinals seems to be starting what could be a little bit of a streak here.
They were until last night, but that's the problem with the Cardinals, and I think this resonates with most of the fans as well. They're inconsistent with the way they play. Their pitching has been pretty doggone good, and it was last night against the Houston Astros. It was Eric Fetty who was on the hill, gave up 1 run, 6 hits, and struck out 5, but still he is charged with the loss. The Astros won the game 2-0. They had RBI hits from Jake Meyer and from Yordan Alvarez, both of whom played with the Corpus Christi Hooks and played up here in their minor league days. Alvarez especially very good. But Eric Fetty deserved a better shot. Cardinals had their chances, couldn't put everything together, and the Astros win the game 2-0. But that's baseball. Those things do happen. Cardinals fall a game below 500, play again coming up today, and then head to Gotham City, New York, to take on the Mets, and the Mets are pretty doggone good. But last night, It was the Astros winning 2-0, and they will play again this afternoon.
Royals came up short. I bet if you asked them, the Royals would love to have the pitching the Cardinals have, and the Cardinals would love to have the bats the Royals have.
Well, I suspect that's probably right. The Yankees scored all 4 of their runs in a 4-2 win, all 4 of them in the 6th inning last night, and then they had on the hill Max Fried, who they got from the Atlanta Braves, and Fried is an all-star pitcher. And he was really good last night. Did not complete the game, but does get the win over the Royals. So it's the Yankees 4, the Royals 2, and that was the same score as they had 2 nights ago. And they will play again coming up at Yankee Stadium, and then the Royals go to Detroit for a head-to-head series with the Detroit Tigers, and that's a divisional rivalry. So we have some really specific challenges coming up for the Missouri clubs. But both Cardinals and the Royals lose it last night. And the Springfield Cardinals also lost their quasi-home opener last night, fell to the Arkansas Travelers 7-5.
How about the St. Louis Blues? Definitely got that wild card berth, and did they get the dub in their final regular season?
It was. The Blues ended their season last night on a regular season basis. This is played the Utah Hockey Club. You say, what? The Utah Hockey Club? What on earth is that? Well, that's the transplanted Phoenix Coyotes, who could not come up when they moved the franchise from Phoenix, Arizona out to Salt Lake City, could not come up with a name for the club. They put it out for the fans to vote on it. Of course, they got all the wackos in the world sending in these strange names. Anyway, they said, let's postpone it for a year and settle on a name, so they call it the Utah Hockey Club. Anyway, Blues beat them last night 6-1, four goals in the first period, put them away, and that clinches a playoff berth for the Blues. They are into the playoffs, so when the Stanley Cup playoffs begin this weekend, it will be the Blues against the Winnipeg Jets, who are the President's Cup winner with the best record in the National Hockey League. That's pretty good and a good challenge, but the Blues are playing pretty well.
Absolutely, Ned. You have a wonderful Wednesday, and I'll see you tomorrow.